Hello, Dharma Circle. Saraswati here, the Embodied Dharma coach. Let's talk about debilitated planets. Typically, debilitated planets are considered unhelpful or unable to express themselves. And that's true. They can be exceptionally challenging. But I have a different take on debilitated planets and their divine purpose, their connection to your dharmic path and your dharmic purpose. So if you have debilitated planets in your chart, and most of us do, I get a lot of clients who have at least one debilitated planet in their chart, often more than one. And so understanding how to work with your debilitated planets is so important. It's actually essential for a nourishing life, but also for a clear dharmic path, a path that you can trust and be in right relationship with. So I consider debilitated planets to be truly dharmic for a number of reasons. First of all, when we're looking at sensitivity points in the Jyotish chart, debilitated planets are one of the most basic, straightforward examples of sensitivity. If you're not familiar with my method of using sensitivity points in the Jyotish chart to understand your Dharma and your dharmic purpose, let me give you a little bit of an understanding of this. So there are a variety of ways that I consider a planet sensitive. These are typically markers that traditionally in Jyotish are considered challenging, bad, harmful, not helpful, problematic for a number of reasons. However, and over many, many years, looking at many, many different charts with all kinds of sensitivity points, I started to realize that these sensitivity points were gifts in disguise. That in fact, these placements that traditionally have been considered problematic or unhelpful are actually trying to tell you where there is a special gift. The sensitivity is where the gift lives in your body. And of course, these gifts are handed down through your lineage, generation after generation. The problem is that these gifts have not been honored. These sensitivity points have not been honored in your lineage. And when a sensitivity point is not honored, when a gift is not honored in your lineage, it will become problematic. It will start to cause harm. It will develop challenges for you and your ancestral body that cause a variety of issues, even issues that become diagnosable and extremely problematic for you and your lineage. And so when we don't understand how to work with the sensitivity, and rather than going against it, avoiding it, neglecting it, pretending it's not happening, when we know how to work with the sensitivity in the body, and that includes your ancestral body, then this sensitivity has the ability to become a profound gift. And in my experience, and working with many, many different clients over many different years, what I've realized is that the sensitivity point in your Jyotish chart is in fact directly connected to where this dharmic gift is trying to express itself. Now, if you are a contract worker, and this means you've been hired by your ancestors specifically for one purpose, which is to restore Dharma in your lineage. This is rebalancing your ancestral body and your lineage. When there is a lot of imbalance and adharma in your ancestral body, a contract worker will come to restore a balance and harmony in the lineage. This is what Dharma is. So, this is just a reminder that your sensitivity points are crucial for you to understand if you are here wanting Dharma and you want to restore Dharma to your life, to your body, and live in harmony. There's a good chance that your ancestors hired you to come restore the lineage Dharma. You need to understand your sensitivity points in order to really understand what your Dharma is. And remember, there is no Dharma without the ancestors. So it's this wholeness that is required for your path and your purpose. And this is what most people neglect and they don't understand about their Jyotish chart or their dharmic path. Okay, so rule number 1, your Dharma is not some random, this path is all about you. It's actually about your ancestors and the gifts and the wisdom that have been handed down through the generations. What gifts have been turned on? What gifts have been turned off? And guess what? You're going to find that in your sensitivity points in the Jyotish chart. So when we don't understand our sensitivity, we will not have any clue how to be in right relationship with our gifts and our wisdom. This is our inherent embodied gifts and wisdom in the Jyotish chart. Now, debilitated planets are one of the simplest, easiest ways to express a sensitivity point in your body, in your ancestral body, in the Jyotish chart. If you have debilitated planets in your Jyotish chart, then this means that that planet cannot express itself fully. Okay, so is that a bad thing? Or can that be actually helpful, positive, even something that becomes important for your path, your purpose, what you're here to express and share? Well, speaking from my own debilitated moon, I have a lot of experience with tracking this, and I tend to get many clients. Actually, I'm thinking about it, and I would say almost every single client that comes to me has at least one debilitated planet. So this is a good reference point for understanding how this manifests in the body and on the dharmic path. If a planet can't express itself, and remember, a debilitated planet can only express itself at 0%. Okay, so what good is this? Well, there's a beautiful thing about a debilitated planet. Rather than expressing itself externally, like an exalted planet, for example, a debilitated planet turns in on itself. This planet has the ability to do deep self-reflection and self-referral. That can be extremely powerful for the dharmic path, even the necessity or the most necessary part of your dharmic path. It's a muscle that has to be flexed over and over and over again in order for the wisdom of that planet and that placement to really be understood, valued, expressed, used, and ultimately it can become your greatest strength. And we will see that in the D9, the Navamsha chart, the divisional chart, that really unpacks the dharmic path and the way the fruit ripens on the tree. So we can see how you use this karma over time and how much you learn and grow from this debilitation. Now, some people will, of course, use their debilitated planet and become exceptionally skilled in this area of their life. There are other people, unfortunately, that miss the memo and unfortunately don't get the skills or the real learning or lessons from the debilitated planet. And we will see that in the D9, for example. And so it does depend on where the debilitated planet is placed in the chart and ultimately the desire of the soul to expand and grow and to learn. Those of you who have the desire to live a path of Dharma and to live a life aligned with Dharma, which is your wholeness and the purpose of your soul or the duty of your soul, you have a better chance at using your debilitated planet as a gift because the desire is there. And it's the same with all of your sensitivity points and these parts of the chart that show where's the challenge, where's this deep-rooted problem in the body and the soul. And remember, this is also the deep-rooted problem in your ancestral body. This is a lineage issue, a legacy of issues that have been handed down through the family line, both mother's side and father's side. We can see all of this in the Jyotish chart. And of course, understanding this takes the guesswork out of it. It helps you understand, why am I here? What is my purpose? What is it that my lineage wants me to do? What is my duty or the contract that I have with my ancestors in order to fulfill my duty? That is your Dharma. Your sensitivity points show you the way. Your debilitated planets show you the way. Your Rahu and Ketu, the trauma in your body and the shadow work you must do in this lifetime, it shows you the way. And rather than fumbling in the dark and questioning repeatedly, what is my purpose and what is the work I'm here to do, all the answers that you seek are in your body and in your Jyotish chart. And remember, your Jyotish chart is a map of your body and your ancestral body. So if you want the shortcut, study your Jyotish chart and come study with me in my Embodied Jyotish Level 1 course. We are starting in October and we have a wonderful group already gathering. If you're bored with your Jyotish chart and your Jyotish studies, come work with me and go deeper. Use the Jyotish chart in an embodied way. If you're sick and tired of that predictive astrology and that very masculine-centered memorization approach to Jyotish, come study with me. Let's work with the psycho-emotional and spiritual qualities of the Jyotish chart so that you can truly understand what your dharmic purpose is, what your ancestral contract is, and how to best heal and transform in this body, in this life. Your Jyotish chart has all of those answers and more. And once you understand how to unpack the layers, it just gets easier and more gentle. So sensitivity points are a non-negotiable if you want to understand Dharma. And this is the most misunderstood concept in Jyotish as far as I'm concerned. I remember a Jyotishi, I've had multiple Jyotishis tell me, well, good luck, you're doomed. Really unfortunate, unkind, and harmful things simply because I have a debilitated moon in my first house. And what I've learned over many, many years of, how many waxing cycles, how many waning cycles, how many years of walking with this debilitated moon in the first house is just how brilliant this gentleness and the sensitivity. And yes, it forces you through discomfort to pay attention. And what have I had to pay attention to? This emotional body work, which led me to embodiment, somatics, expressive art therapy, even developing a method of Jyotish that is body-centered and rooted in somatic embodiment and the awareness of the finest feeling level. So that's one thing I invite you to really understand about these challenges in your Jyotish chart, and particularly debilitated planets. This is a sensitivity that has a special gift for you to understand. And if you do not understand how to be in right relationship with this sensitivity, you will not get the gift, and you will continue to have problems in this area of your life. And it won't get better. And that's because the ancestors continue to ask you, wake up, pay attention. We want this gift awakened. We want this sensitivity understood. We want these gifts to be re-enlivened, and you're the one to do it. We hired you. This is your duty. We want this gift to be restored to its rightful place in the lineage. And if you're a contract worker, this is your one duty, to awaken these gifts, to restore their dignity and their power, and to fulfill the dharmic duty of the lineage. So many of you are healers and teachers, spiritual mentors and guides. You have incredible gifts and wisdom that have been passed through your lineage, and they've been forgotten. And it's a result of not working with the sensitivity and actually pushing against it, which has caused harm to the lineage and the ancestral body. And so the way to heal this is to be in right relationship with the gift and the sensitivity, to actually work with it, not against it. And that gift of being a healer, that gift of being a wise woman, that gift of being, plant medicine workers and working with the land and animals, and all the ways that these ancient gifts have been lost in our ancestral body. It's time for these gifts to be restored to their dignity, to their strength, to their power. It's time for the healers and the wise women and men who are spiritual and connected to the cosmos and nature and all the ways in which these gifts have been forgotten, the creatives, the artists. This is your job to re-enliven this and to reawaken it. The answers that you seek are in your Jyotish chart. If you want that clarity, if you want the understanding of who you are, why you're here, what is your purpose, how to be in right relationship with the lineage gifts that are carried in your body, how to work with this sensitivity, how to listen to it and understand the gift underneath the challenge, your Jyotish chart has those answers. Remember, your Jyotish chart is a map of your body and your ancestral body. Come work with me in my Embodied Jyotish Level 1 training. 9 months of ritual, 9 months of embodiment, somatic, expressive arts, and Vedic astrology to support you in strengthening your sensitivity, your gifts, clarifying your ancestral duty, your ancestral contract, rewriting the contract so it's more nourishing, supportive, and aligned for you and your body. And ultimately sharing your gifts and wisdom in a way that is clear, potent, and powerful. Overcome that lack of confidence and all that self-doubt. Transform that in the next 9 months so that you're clear, focused, empowered, and successful. I can't wait to work with you and walk with you and help you transform your sensitivity into the most powerful dharmic gift that you can ever imagine, and to strengthen your gifts and wisdom in such a potent and powerful way. Come work with me, comment Dharma below, and I'll send you the details about my level 1 Jyotish course. And honor those debilitated planets. Honor the sensitivity and these challenges in your Jyotish chart. They are a gift. they have a divine purpose for you and your dharmic path. And I'll see you in the course. Comment Dharma below for all the details. Bye.